With veterans committing suicide at a rate of nearly 4 dozen a day and the world continuing to become more dangerous, there is a lot of concern that number could go even higher and soon.
There's one veteran here in the Piedmont Triad who is doing what may seem like something small, but as you'll see in tonight's Buckley Report follow-up, it truly is proving to be a lifesaver.
Do we have anybody else on the list?
Sedima Gracia is on a treasure hunt.
I like her look. I think her demeanor is great.
She's at the Guilford County Animal Shelter looking after dog.
How you doing?
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll look at the next one.
After dog.
Yeah,
Nope.
don't touch him.
Nope.
Yeah, it's too much for him.
Until, like with Cinderella's shoe,
He's like, I just don't know. There you go. Come on, you can do it.
they find the perfect fit.
Yes. So today we think Charlie is a perfect candidate, and it's one of those things that is amazing that it just worked out.
Daddy's so good.
Working out at the shelter
And it's not easy.
is just the beginning.
Yeah, good boy.
This is an organization called Charlie Mike, the military code for Continue Mission. They rescue dogs from shelters and over a few months train them to work with veterans who get them for free. Halfway through his training, Shelter Rescue Charlie has a new name
So this is Stark.
and is on track to meet an owner in about a month.
He's a year and a half old, so he's still very much a puppy. So he's still learning how to mature and act like a civilized dog.
The idea of Charlie Mike is to help veterans deal with the unseen wounds of combat.
Dustin Gladwell knows all about that. He's a veteran himself and one of the founders of Charlie Mike because he saw a need.
A lot of veterans don't want to talk to a psychologist or don't want to go to the VA or don't seek help because they think unless that person did exactly what I did and what I went through, there's no way they'll ever understand what it was.
Come on.
Whereas dogs, though,
Sit.
bring emotion to us, they elicit emotion, and at the same time, they create a new purpose and responsibility.
I use consistent words again and again through his training, so that way I can communicate to him what he's either doing wrong, what he's doing right.
I've had people ask me, do dogs feel love? A biologist or a vet will tell you they do. I mean, physiologically, dogs have the capability in their brains to feel love. And when they do latch on to people, they see you as part of their pack.
If I progress him too quick, too fast, he could not retain what I'm trying to teach him.
The writer Milan Kundera called dogs our link to paradise.
Break. And every time I say break, that's his word to let him know, hey man, you're done. You no longer have to complete that expectation.
Charlie Mike is trying to provide a little paradise to as many veterans as they can.
Hi, puppy dog. Hi, puppy
Bob
dog.
Buckley.
Break. Yeah, good job, Stark.
Fox 8
So
News.
that normally would have taken me.
They changed the dog's name from Charlie to Stark, partially as a nod to Star Electric, the business that donated a significant sum to help pay for Charlie Mike to do its work and to keep it free for the veterans who get the dogs.